Facebook has agreed to pay a tiny fine to close a federal investigation into alleged organized, persistent, and consistent discrimination against American graduates. Token fine, tip of the iceberg, responded Jay Palmer, a former tech professional who now helps American and foreign white-collar workers file discrimination lawsuits. It's not even a slap on the wrist for Facebook, said Kevin Lin, founder of U.S. Tech Workers. What the Department of Justice has said, whether they intended to say this or not, is that anti-American country of origin discrimination is fine, because, if you get caught, the penalties assessed are de minimis, he added. Everyone involved knows that many, probably most employers, game the system to exclude qualified U.S. workers from ever getting a shot at the open position, tweeted Ron Hera, a professor at Howard University. The small fine and legal settlements do nothing to fix the widespread scamming of the high-skilled immigration process, he said. The alleged discrimination was conducted while Facebook executives were hiring foreign visa workers for 2,600 permanent jobs that would provide them with green cards. If the Americans had won the jobs, many of Facebook's foreign visa workers would have been sent back to their home countries. A statement from the Department of Justice said, the lawsuit alleged that, in contrast to its standard recruitment practices, Facebook used recruiting methods designed to deter U.S. workers from applying to certain positions, such as requiring applications to be submitted by mail only, refused to consider U.S. workers who applied to the positions, and hired only temporary visa holders. The fine is a very small slice of the company's value, and the lawsuit covered only cases from January 2018 to February 2019, which is a very small share of jobs held by foreign workers at Facebook. The penalty is 1/10 of the fine imposed on auto developer Tesla for allowing racial discrimination against one of its employees. And the federal agencies will not expand the investigation, other than the provisions included in this agreement. IER shall not seek on behalf of the United States or any individuals any additional funds, injunctive, or other relief from Facebook based on the underlying allegations in the complaint. Facebook did not even have to admit legal wrongdoing. This agreement does not constitute and shall not be construed as an admission by Facebook of any act in violation of 8 U.S.C. Section 1324b or guilt or liability for any violation, the settlement said. The company will continue our focus on hiring the best builders from both the U.S. and around the world, and supporting our internal community of highly skilled visa holders who are seeking permanent residence, a Facebook flag told media outlets. The lawsuit was filed by President Donald Trump's deputies amid the public pressure to live up to his pro-American campaign rhetoric. Fortune 500 companies, and their many subcontractors, now employ more than 1 million imported contract workers in salaried jobs and in a pyramid of subcontractor jobs throughout the United States. This isn't a few workers here or there, Hera tweeted. The scale and scope of harm to U.S. workers is massive. The Fortune 500's hiring strategy increasingly leaves the United States dependent on imported workers for core tasks, said Krikorian, adding, it's even worse than dependence on foreign sources of energy because we can always dig another hole and find more energy. Once critical careers are built on foreign labor, you almost have to start from scratch to develop a domestic workforce in these technical and scientific fields, and what large-scale immigration does is take away the incentive for business and educators and society in general to do what's necessary to develop the staff for core jobs like this. President Donald Trump promoted deep reforms of the green card workforce, but only in the last year of his presidency. Most, but not all, of those changes were quickly dropped by President Joe Biden's deputies. It requires both some changes to the law that Congress has to do, as well as serious enforcement by the executive agencies, which we almost never see, said Krikorian. Do our leadership classes actually care about protecting American jobs, or is that something that, at most, they pay lip service to? But the media buries the problem because most reporters do not understand that the issue is between the executives and the professionals, said Palmer. The fight is not primarily about immigration, he said. This is a labor issue, this is about basically locking out college graduates, locking out the middle class.